Hey everybody, it's Rich Tola, and thanks for tuning in. Tola Talks Texas, episode 8 here. It's Tuesday, January 4th. How you feeling? Cold? Well, East Coast, you're cold. Cold in Texas, too. Well, I want to give a kudos to Texas and the 1,200 school districts that are welcoming students and staff back this week, even as other states debate whether to mandate vaccines for teachers and staff or remote learning. Omicron surging. What does that mean? But educators, the leaders here, have urged a return to in-person instruction with precautions in place. And I say kudos because, in my opinion, this virtual learning does not work. It does not work. I've taught it middle school, high school. I told you downtown LA inner city schools. Elementary students loved it, but the other kids, they didn't turn on their camera, didn't turn on their Vine, didn't know if they were there. It's just a way out. And, stress with, students out of school, it's a great interpersonal relationship building, community building. Being in school is a great thing. I love school. Without school, stress, anxiety, depression, frustration, through the roof, no doubt. There's a lack of interest, guys, when you're doing the virtual. It's tough to stay involved. And, teachers liked it because you don't have to classroom manage. That was the hardest thing to do, is to manage your classroom when, kids can be rough, right? Especially those middle school. Forget it, I wouldn't teach middle school. High school was better, but elementary was the best. But anyway, let's jump right into this because today's topic is suicide sucks, no doubt. And if that's something, this is a serious topic, guys. So if that's something you've ever contemplated or will contemplate if you listen to this, don't fucking do it. Suicide sucks, okay? Let's talk about suicide because with all these frustrations, rates of rising, right? Rates have been rising. Suicide, let's definition, CDC defines it as suicide is death caused by injury. Suicide is death caused by injuring oneself with the intent to die. But a suicide attempt is when someone harms themselves with any intent to end their life, but they do not die as a result of their actions. It's a large and growing health problem, no doubt. It says that there's 47,500 people died in 2019 from suicide. By the way, where I get the idea for this topic, I talked to a buddy of mine yesterday, wished him a happy birthday, and he said, well, you're in Texas. Isn't that the suicide capital of the world? I said, what are you talking about? I had no idea. So I said, let me look up the numbers, okay? But based on these numbers, it says that one death in every 11 minutes. One person dies from suicide. That's insane for every 11 minutes, right? You're talking about, these are staggering numbers. There's 12 million, right? 12 million of them will die from it. 3.5 million plan a suicide, and 1.4 attempt it. Well, sorry, let's go back. 12 million think about it. 12 million people think about it. 3.5 million plan it, and 1.4 attempt. And they got about 50,000 people died in 2019. All right, what's that mean? Rates are up. Rates are up 33% since 1999. All right, from 1999 to 2019, it's 33%. It's the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. It's amazing, guys. Suicide has a far-reaching attempt. Let me just say this. I say kudos to the school districts because we take suicide prevention courses and all sorts of bullying courses, anything that could potentially lead to this depression or a student that's, adversely affected by anything in their life. You got to be on watch for that, and that's a good thing. Definitely kudos for that. But suicide has far-reaching impacts, no doubt. There's serious emotional, physical, and it's an enormous economic impact. They said that it's about $70 billion a year that is lost from suicide, okay? Got to go to your family and friends, guys, your loved ones, your coworkers. This whole society is affected, right? It totally affects the family and friends. But talk about whole society, all right? Let me just mention a couple of high-profile musicians who died by suicide. Kurt Cobain, one of my favorites, Nirvana of all time. He was 27 years old. Chris Cornell, remember Soundgarden, Audioslave? He was 52. Michael Hutchence from INXS, co-founder of INXS, he died at 37. And Chester Bennington, you guys know Linkin Park. He was another awesome. These are amazing, amazing musicians. He was 41. that died by suicide. Why? And can it be prevented? Definitely can be prevented. You know, in a previous episode, I talked about save yourself, right? Joe Biden says, you know, he wants to save you with this whole Omicron and COVID and all that. Well, this is the one exception where I will say, this is where if you need help, you definitely can get help, okay? Get someone else to help you save yourself. So, you know, saving yourself is crucial, but you need help because there's definitely help out there. And they talk about the different groups. Some groups have higher rates than others. The highest is American Indian and Alaska Natives and non-Hispanic white population. Those are the highest. And then below that would be veterans, people in rural areas, mining and construction workers as well. Why is that? Not sure, but like I said, suicide sucks, so don't fucking do it. If you're thinking about it, that's insane, guys. You got to seek help. Let's talk about suicide in Texas, because that's what my buddy said. I said, well, wait a minute. Let me take a look at that, because today, suicide is the second leading cause of death with people between the ages of 10 and 24, okay? And in 2014, 20% of all suicides in Texas were in North Texas, okay? Depression and anxiety amongst teens and young adults is at an all-time high. That we know. We know it's at an all-time high, especially with parents imposing this fear-mongering onto their kids, right? They say 2/3 of students are reporting overwhelming anxiety. Let me give you a quick example, right? When I was teaching during the COVID period, went back into the schools after the lockdowns, and I had this little kid sitting in the front seat. I was teaching elementary school. I think it was like 5th grade, and this little kid in the front row, and I had to wear the mask, right? And the mask kind of dropped down this one as I'm talking. You know, the mask, as you know, drops down, and now people just pull it down whenever. But the mask drops down. This little kid says, Mister, pull your mask up. We're all going to get COVID. I'm like, yeah, kid, who's putting that fear inside your head? You know, this little kid is sitting in there, you know, I'm like, whoever's doing that, you know, that's a bad thing. You know, you're putting inside this kid's head for the rest of his life. It's traumatic. It's unbelievable. I mean, anxiety affects 1/3 of all adults and adolescents in the United States. Anxiety. What do you do about that? Go to the gym. Focus on anything fitness related. We'll talk about that in a second. But this whole fear-mongering, what's going on, has been going on for the past 2-3 years. It's really bad. It really is bad. And by the way, you know, they say, you know, suicidal thoughts, you know, it's 8 out of 10 cases, you know, 8 out of 10 cases. These, I don't know. It's unbelievable. It's like you can't have these thoughts. I mean, suicide sucks. Again, don't fucking do it. It ruins families. It ruins a lot of things. But again, this whole fear-mongering thing is something that it's not good, okay? Let's talk about fitness and yoga, because fitness and yoga can help. Let's jump right into it. That's all I want to talk about today for these you know, current events. You guys know we do current events, cryptocurrencies, and how to drink from the fountain of youth. Speaking of drinking from the fountain of youth, guys, Tola Yoga is back. You guys know Tola Yoga, right? That's my style of yoga. What is Tola Yoga? Anybody know? Anybody know? All right, let me tell you what it is. Tola Yoga is a modern-day fitness style of yoga that focuses on precision of posture and body alignment while incorporating these 5 elements. 1, yoga stretches. 2, abdominals. 3, core strengthening. 4, balancing. And 5, foundation poses. You know, the warriors and all those trikonasana. Love yoga. Yoga changed my life, no doubt, and it definitely can help anyone who's going through anxiety, depression, frustration, anything like that. Because it's about connecting the mind, body, and spirit. Now, you're doing these poses. They're called asanas, but it's really you going further with it. You're focusing on the breath. It's focusing on clarity, okay? And you don't get the mumbo-jumbo in your mind. You know, the great part about doing yoga is you're not thinking about anything else. You're just staying in the moment. And that's what happens. I mean, nowadays kids are looking at their phone, Facebook, Instagram. They're getting all, you know, anxious over looking at these, you know, quote-unquote beautiful people that are all, you know, photoshopped up. But yeah, can't do that, guys. You gotta stay within yourself. All right, find it. But I'm back. That's right, Plano Athletic Club. Yeah, it's kudos to the Plano Athletic Club. I'm going to bringing my style of Tola Yoga starting this Saturday, 12:30 in the afternoon. So every Saturday at 12:30 for an hour, come join me at the Plano Athletic Club. It's at 4600 West Park Boulevard. If you don't know where it is, go check it out. Beautiful facility. Beautiful facility. They got a plethora of weights. These Group X fitness classes, great little room for that, big room for that. There's 2 rooms, actually, but the big room is upstairs. There's a kids zone. Bring your kids. Kids should be working out. Guys, I started working out at a very, very, very young age. Read that in my memoir. It's a basketball court, sauna, steam room, pool. It's a 5-lane pool. They have a outdoor yard, so I can't wait. I told him, I said, I want to teach outside. He looked at me, he's like, really? I said, oh, yeah, let's get a big class going outside. But anyway, looking forward to it, guys. Been out of the classroom for about a year, I think. I've been shut down in L.A. Forget about it. But I will be back. Looking forward to it. So speaking of drinking from the fountain of youth, if you haven't read my book already or listened to it on audiobook, you should. It definitely will help you. I'm going to give you 3 more steps, steps 4, 5, and 6. Remember, it's 30 steps to everlasting youth. I believe in that. You've got to keep yourself young and vibrant. Keep your mind young and vibrant. Positivity rules, guys. Remember, no doubt, you got to think and feel positive. All right. Embrace tough love. That's number 4. You got to be strong with yourself, okay? Can't be willy-nilly, sitting in the basement, playing the games. Get out there. Embrace tough love. Set yourself up for challenges and meet those challenges. Number 5, step 5 is be passionate in everything you do. Be passionate. Find the passion. Why do you get depressed? Because you're doing things that they aren't working for you. Let it go. Move on. If you hate your job, move on. Don't stick with it. Find something you're passionate about. Doesn't matter what it is. It's not about money, guys. Again, working out is so inexpensive. Find your passion, okay? Be passionate about it. And number 6, step 6 is never say, I can't. Don't say you can't do it. Don't say you can't overcome anything. If you have suicidal thoughts, get rid of that. You could overcome that. By the way, years ago, I asked my psychic, give a shout out to Jeannie. She's a medium, and I asked her about that because I was reading into it more, and I said, what do people say to themselves? Like when they commit suicide, do they even have these thoughts at the very near end? And she said, yeah. She said, one word, oops. It's like you regret doing it, right? You got to regret it. I mean, this is insane, even me talking about this topic, but this is a topic that is serious, no doubt. With close to 50,000 people a year. In today's times, they're stringing this out. This whole, COVID, Omicron. Get over it, guys. Let's get over it. Let's move past this. Let's live with it, right? We lived with chickenpox when I was a kid. We lived with AIDS. We have to live with it. We have to move on. We got to move past this. We can't be pansies, Can't be, crying about this anymore, okay? All the testing. Yeah, the testing's going up, therefore cases are going up. But that doesn't. What's that mean? Focus on empowering yourself, okay? By the way, I went in the gym today. Of course, you guys know I go in every day, but I'm going to go back to Plano Athletic Club this afternoon. So I went to my old gym this morning because I want to hit double workouts today. Anyway, so I went in today, and I did a very light and a very quick workout because I knew I was going to hit it again this afternoon because I want to try this club out for the first time. And the guy at the front desk, he's a new guy, pretty cool guy, and he's like very happy, very positive, at 5 o'clock in the morning. He goes, my man, as I'm leaving, right? I was there for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, what percentage of your life is that, guys? 2%, right? Anyway, the guy says, hey, my man, I love your style. You get in and you get out. You don't waste any time, do you? I said, hell no, wasting time. Can't waste time. You got to get in, get out, like I said, like a surgeon. By the way, give a shout out to my dad today. He's going in for surgery to battle on that cancer. So kudos, Dad. You're going to be great. You're doing an awesome job. Come out, be back home in a couple of days, I'm sure. You're going to crush it. Speaking of crushing it, all right, guys, let's just jump right into the cryptocurrency, stocks, investing, etc. What did I tell you about Tesla, guys? I said Tesla crushed their numbers. It was up 13% yesterday. It's bounced over 1,200. I said it would be up 10%, so that's good. Apple was knocking on the door, crossed over the $3 trillion mark. I think it's about 182. Let me take a look here. Let me look at my little confuser here, computer. That is a confuser. But Apple's a little over 182, so that's going to be at 200, guys. Love Apple. And Plug Power is pushing upwards of $30. That's another one, the hydrogen. Yeah, that's at 28.66. And yeah, Robinhood's. I do like Robinhood in the long term. It's still just dipped below 18. And Coinbase is another one, guys. If you're not going to be buying cryptos directly, take a look at Coinbase. I don't have an account at Coinbase, but looking forward to getting one. Anyway, what about the cryptos? Well, Bitcoin's on the move, guys. Like I said, can't get discouraged. I did talk to another buddy of mine yesterday who owns Bitcoin as well, and I said, sometimes, I just want to see Bitcoin back at 50,000. Well, it's at 47,000. It'll get back there, guys. Ether's going to be back to 4,000. Doge get back to 20 cents. The Doge coin, and all the others we talked about. The 7 I trade on. I haven't started trading yet, guys, because I'm just waiting for them to bump up a little bit further. But stay positive. Stay positive with your investments. Remember, we talked about that yesterday and over the last couple of days with your gambling or how you spend your money. But here's that's going to be it for the cryptos. That's it for the drinking from the fountain of youth. And let me give a shout out here because I saw the news here. A couple little tidbits of news here. David Bowie estate. David Bowie was another amazing rocker. He was truly amazing. His estate just sold the publishing rights of upward $250 million. Way to go, man. Way to go, David Bowie. And how about the boss, Bruce Springsteen? I mean, he was my idol growing up. Remember back in 1973 when that album Greetings from Asbury Park came out, Spirit in the Night. Hey, read about it in Bruce's book. It's 4 minutes and 58 seconds. All Bruce's songs on that album were about 5 minutes. Blinded by the Light was those two. Spirit in the Night and Blinded by the Light were my two favorite. That was a 5-minute song, 5:02. Ed Shockey. Give a shout out to Ed. I don't know, Joe, Ed Shockey's still on the planet, but he was awesome. A Philly DJ who kind of put Bruce on the map with Spirit in the Night. And about 5 years later, I guess one of my all-time favorite songs, and I do have a bootleg of this song, "Prove It All Night." "Prove It All Night" was just truly amazing. That's the Darkness on the Edge of Town album. So kudos to Bruce and the E Street Band. Bruce specifically sold his masters of his entire catalog and publishing rights to Sony Music Entertainment for estimated $550 million. It's one thing I'll say about Bruce, kind of like me, he kept the rights to all his songs early on. He kept the rights to all his songs, didn't give them up, and that was probably the way, tough to do back then, but he did not cave and lose the rights to all of his intellectual property, which I still own all the rights to my intellectual property, films and books, etc. So way to go, Bruce, the boss. Impacted my childhood. Now, here's some other little tidbits of information. Did you guys see this news today? Because of the COVID lockdowns, it sent condom sales dropping. That's right. Condom sales. I mean, anybody having sex anymore? Wow. I'm going to talk about that, the desexualization of society, in a future episode. But condom sales are down. Hotel stays, how about that? No kidding, are the key to increased sales. Right? Go figure. Yeah. All right, here we go. And the last piece, a little tidbit information. Yeah, this one I remember BlackBerry. Remember the original BlackBerry? I give a salute to BlackBerry. Goodbye, BlackBerry. From 1984. Remember that because coming out of college, there was, BlackBerry was the wave of the future. Well, it stops working today, guys. Yeah, the old historic original BlackBerry, which I own one of those, stops working today. And the new BlackBerry still runs on the Android for now, but we'll see. So, kudos to BlackBerry. They came out. They were the first technology where Apple went with smartphones and all that. So there you have it, guys. Suicide sucks, so don't fucking do it. Stay positive. Feel positive, most importantly. Get to the gym. Come join me. Tola Yoga. If you need to talk to somebody. By the way, guys, let me put this out there. I just put out a new email address, T3. The letter T, the number 3, T3@richtola.com. So if you want to send me any questions, we'd love to hear the questions now that we got a handful of these episodes. Episode 8, handful under my belt. Love to hear some questions. I could address those directly, give you my thoughts on it. If you want to be mean and nasty, I'll just hit the delete button. But I will read them, we'll read them. I'm going to start building a team here. So, love to hear from you. T3@richtola.com. Send them in. And, hey, thanks for sharing, guys. By the way, follow me on Getter. You see that. And YouTube, it's on there, Tola Talks. Check it out. So, that's it for today. Have an awesome day, everyone. Get your workout in. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.